Hello, people. So, I thought I will introduce a short, very useful way by which I consider this as a very prayerful way of living life. And this is also a very important part of the work that I do through Meristem Intelligence, at the heart of which is a practice called Nirbeeja Yoga. And what this basically involves is a form of breathing that is more respectful towards life and what makes us and has us be alive. So what I do is I'll just take you through a small version of how to live life that way. And this is a very prayerful way of living. So what I do is I bring attention to my breath. So I invite you to bring your attention to your breath, and how you relate to the breath is that the breath is more important than breathing. Pay attention to the breath as though the breath is more important than you. So when you're breathing and you're kind of submitting to the breath, you're saying that the breath is more important than you. So when you pray, and the breath is very hand in glove with the forces of life. So when so it is not we who's breathing, but the breath is breathing us. So breath being very much hand in glove with life, when you're sort of submitting to and placing the breath as more important than you, it helps in many ways. One is what people normally call as ego. It helps to sort of surrender our ego to something which keeps us alive. Breathing is very is one of the things when people say that people die is that they are no longer breathing. So in the work that I do, in the training that I have through BCST, which is biodynamic craniosacral therapy, we call this breathing as the breath of life. So here we are placing the breath as being more important than the person. Than you. So when you breathe, I know I'm repeating myself here, but I'm reiterating something important. Breathe as though the breath is more important than the breathing. The breather is less important than the breath itself. Okay, so eventually there will become a balance between the breathing, between the breath and the breather. And that is when a new form of relationship with life begins. So I invite you to bring your attention to your breath and notice the different aspects of your breath. For example, notice the fact that your breath is moving into your body and coming out. And observe maybe the density of air. Feel the temperature of air. That's one of the ways by which you notice breath as a substance, like something that you can really feel. And you can feel it through your nose, and you can also feel it with your skin. You can feel the density of air. You can feel the temperature of air. So what I'm actually saying is breathing is breathing in air. So you're not just observing air, but you're actually observing breath. And when you're observing it through your sensations, through what you can feel through your nose, through your skin. Feel the breath, and as though the breath is more important than anything else. And when you can continuously keep doing that, you're actually you're honoring and you're respecting life itself, because breath is very much hand in glove with life. And this is a very prayerful way of moving through life, where you're paying more attention, honoring life more than just doing things anyhow. And then you begin to eventually, so there are many layers to this, but this is a very good beginning. I can guide you through this if you're interested. Do leave your comments below and let me know if and we can sync up from there and go. But this is something which is I'm leaving this video here for you to sort of look through and begin something. And this is also a way by which air is very common to planet Earth. Yeah. We may be in different geographies, different locations, but the air that moves through spaces, through the wind, air moves from place to place. So what may be moving through this location, the molecules of air may actually be moving through completely the other side of Earth. So when we are sort of saying that the breath is more important than the person, eventually we are beginning to acknowledge that we are part of Earth. So when we are acknowledging that the breath is there, the forces of life is there on the planet Earth, we're actually kind of honoring planet Earth and life on planet Earth. And that's a very nice way to begin to notice the interconnectedness of life, to feel life. And when you can feel life, you can notice many things about how life has us be alive. Yes, there is a heartbeat, there is all these movements of life through us, but there's also life as a palpable, interactive, living, presence. And this is how you begin to notice the different movements, the different nuances of what life itself is. So thank you for listening. Do let me know if I can support you further in what I'm speaking about here, and being able to support you in being able to come to a better, beautiful sync between yourself and life. And this is a very peaceful way of moving through the different challenges through life, through our everyday living. At the same time, also making things more harmonious, because they keep saying ego often clashes with many things. So this is one way by which we can sort of bring a balance between what is called as the bad ego and the humble, respectful, honorful way of living, which also happens to be a very prayerful way of moving through life. Thank you for listening.